Good morning. Good morning. This is for my social media friends. This is for Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. This is Society Shame. This is the continuing podcast of Society Shame, giving you a visual and an audio. If you go to Anchor FM, you can follow this on Anchor FM. You can listen to me. It's 30 minutes a day, 7 days a week. Got my backwoods. All right. Today is April the 21st, 2020. It is 7:59 a.m. So at 8:29, I'll be done. Today is what? Trifling Tuesdays. It's dedicated to Eddie Griffith, because Eddie Griffith like comedy. And Eddie can use this if he want to. This Trifling Tuesdays. All right. Trifling Tuesdays for y'all's trifling asses. The definition is on the byline. The names of the people, not the names of the people, but to pique your interest, we talking about Trifling Tuesday. Trifling means that you untrustworthy, that you ain't shit in the ghetto terminology. Trifling, you petty. All right, trifling is when you don't do your job. You shortcome in the community. So my trifling is about the police, the politicians, and the politics. The most trifling person in Maryland is Gov.O'Malley. He's straight up trifling. He exploits black tragedies and he uses black bodies. He gave Davon that thing. Remember boys from Barak, the ones that went over to Africa? And then he gave Davon the money to get the ice cream machine started. He picks the black people he wants to work with him. I'm going after Governor O'Malley's mom machine. And everybody that was on Governor O'Malley's mom machine know who they is. Marilyn Mosby, Nick Mosby. Congressman Cummings is gone. He ain't here no more. But Congressman Cummings left a legacy. Congressman Cummings and me had a meeting on August the 13th, 2019. He took my whistleblower's application. So when Kwasi Mfumi takes Congressman Cummings' seat on April 28th, Kwasi Mfumi got to see me. He can't be trifling no more. He got to see me if he like it or not. Now, I got witnesses to that conversation and witnesses to that event. His left-hand man was there. All right. Christopher Irving was there. Nicole Mundo was there. I gave him the storyboard and showed him the storyboard about y'all's trifling politicians and y'all's politics. I gave him the storyboard that showed y'all I was making a movie about the politics. The one with Wanted on it. The one with Kurt Anderson on it. The one with Adrian Jones on it. The one with Corey McRae on it. If you ain't doing your jobs, then you untrustworthy, because all of y'all said y'all was going to help me. But ain't none of y'all lifted a finger to help me at all yet. Now, if you go to my Facebook page and look at my prelude to this recording, I shot a recording at 7:30. And I talked about your trifling asses. And I pulled your trifling asses out. I told you who trifling. Now, this just like Santa Claus. Who trifling and who not. This part of the broadcast is for Starbucks. One cup at a time. Because see, without Starbucks, I couldn't have caught y'all's politicians. Sheila Dixon know me. Seen her at Starbucks 1,000 times. A lot of y'all's politicians go to Starbucks. Warren Brown goes to Starbucks. Dwight Pettit sends for Starbucks. The Master at Arms goes to Starbucks. Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake likes Starbucks. I do too. Like I said, we talking about trifling. I'm a whistleblower in the courts. And I gave my whistleblower's application to the States Attorney on February the 2nd, 2011. I gave it to Greg Bernstein's trifling ass. And Greg Bernstein left me in jail because I was exposing Shellenberger's trifling ass. Y'all won't send no white people's trifling asses to jail, but y'all quick to send black people to jail. Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake, Mayor Pugh, Mayor Jack Young, Mayor Sheila Dixon. All of y'all know about this movie I was making because it was about the Democratic Party. And I used social media to do it. I started it with MySpace, long before it got popular. I came up with the idea from Robert Townsend. When Robert Townsend did Hollywood Shuffle and he used credit cards. So I was using my store on Falls Road. I was taking $5,000, $10,000 a year and putting toward community-orientated programs. I had reinvested in the community via my store. I was giving back. I gave back over $80,000 in contributions to the community. That's why I want an audit. I want a federal and state audit because the state owes me money. The state took money. The state conspired to deny me my civil and constitutional rights. And the state knew about it from the beginning. Doug Gansler had a DVD. It's called America's Prison Industry. And it broke the prison industry down. It was for a federal investigation. On February the 8th, 2008, James Hammond and Jake Davis wrote an illegal lease and took over the ownership of Falls Road property. Paul Weinblatt participated in that fraud. Peter Franschott, the comptroller, participated in that fraud. Health Department participated in that fraud. They took a $350 check, and they was writing checks off my account ever since January of 2008 to June of 2008. When I came home and got out of jail, I made them shut that shit down. I closed my bank account down, all that. They owe me $150,000 for that store. The store was for sale for $150,000. James Hammond couldn't break my lease. He never took me to court. You just can't break a lease without taking me to court. There's no eviction notice. There's no where I violated my lease. James Hammond violated the lease, and James Hammond owes me rent from February of 2008 to this present date. I'm out $2.6 million because you took my business from me. You took my means of making a business. You took my truck. You took my computer. You took my nonprofit organization paperwork. You took 13 storyboards for 13 movies, which I made. And those movies was worth $130 million. Each movie was $10 million. I was selling them as a packet, like Baltimore, The Wire. I had 13 different movies, 13 episodes already made up. Now, y'all took all that. One of the movies was called Portraits of a Letter. It was all about the media. It was all about Bill O'Reilly and how he demonizes black people. So the same way that Bill O'Reilly talk about black people, I talk about white people. I'm the Black Ralph Nader of the neighborhood. And anything that I say can be verified through the courts. If you go to Baltimore County courts, case numbers, go to State of Maryland versus Dwayne G. Davis, 9/13/2011. Case number K-11-1091. You can get that. Then you go to case number 01019PO917 something. I'm going to show it to you on Facebook. You go on Society Shame and you can see it. This is the day, the case that the police came in my house in 2010. Baltimore City Gun Task Force came to my house and I turned y'all into the FBI the next day. The FBI got a case file. Richard McFeely of the FBI has a case file. The Chicago office of the FBI has a case file. I turned Waukegan Police Department in to the FBI 2007 because y'all charged me with terrorism on January 31st, 2007. Then you charged me with terrorism again December 24th, 2007. I sat in jail for 186 days because I was making a documentary about Judge Boers, Judge Foreman, Michael Waller, Bobby Thompson, a movie about the politics in Lake County, Illinois. They call Lake County Snake County. And I was showing you how they bring in outside drug agencies to rob drug dealers in Lake County, Illinois. You was doing it in the 80s. You still doing it now. They had a drug operation called Operation Smack. Judge Rossetti's husband was the lawyer for that case. Judge Rossetti's husband and Judge Rossetti is committing fraud. Look at Operation Grey Lord in the 1980s. Y'all still doing the same thing. Y'all selling justice and y'all selling freedom. Now, I seen Warren Brown when I was locked up in 2011. He had a client. He had a client. I lost my live feed again. He had a client. Oh man, keep doing that. He had a client. This is a mess up. I pushed the stop button. So this is gonna go for another 30 minutes. I only got 9 minutes in. I'm not technically good with this. I need an engineer. I'm the engineer. I'm doing all hats. I'm the videographer. I'm the camera. I'm the plaintiff. I'm the activist. I'm the crusader. Man. Whew. Get back on thought. This is Society Shame. It is April the 21st, 2020. I am continuing my broadcast on Anchor. I cut it off at 9 minutes, so I got another 30 minutes to go. Catch up with the last episode. We talking about trifling people. We talking about Governor O'Malley and Governor O'Malley. All right. I've been doing this since 2006. I can produce the paperwork. We talking about the courts, the corruption in the courts, and the treatment of inmates in Baltimore City, Baltimore County prison industry, detention centers. Really, the Department of Corrections of Maryland. All right. Now, you got the coronavirus going on, and I told y'all a month ago, told y'all years ago about healthcare inside the prison industry. Let's bring that coronavirus inside the trifling. That's trifling. The guards trifling. Inmates didn't do it, and they knew that the inmates was in there. And y'all didn't do nothing to protect the inmates from the guards. And then Governor Hogan goes on national TV talking about they're safe there. No, you're going to have a lot of inmates dying in jail because you didn't do the precautions that were necessary to protect their lives. That's trifling. Brian Frost, you trifling too, because you knew about this. Congressman Cummings' seat is a industry. So when Kwasi and Fumi sits in Congressman Cummings' end of the month, Kwasi and Fumi got to take over all the cases that Congressman Cummings had. And my case is about testifying in front of the House Judiciary Committee about the corruption in Baltimore City, Baltimore County Democratic Party, about the money behind justice, the new face of old Jim Crow. Y'all trifling. Go get the book from Michelle Alexander and go look at the movie The 13th Amendment. If you look at that blueprint of the people's names that I put there, and this is Lester Holt. Lester Holt is trifling because I sent that to Lester Holt. It's a whistleblower's application. I sent it to Lester Holt in. All right. So everything that I sent Lester Holt is right here. I'm going to resend it, and I'm going to send it to TMZ.com. I'm going to resend it to TMZ.com. We're going to send Lester Holt's information, my whistleblower's information, to TMZ Daily. And we're going to talk about y'all's trifling media. We're going to talk about Jane Miller. We're going to talk about Mary Mubala, Kai Jackson. We're going to talk about Adam May's trifling ass. We're talking about trifling people because trifling means that you were not worthy. That means you put up a false sense of security. Media is trifling when it comes to reporting black issues. Hassan Giordano, like I said, this ain't personal. This is all business. And anything that I'm saying about anybody, do your due diligence and go look up that paperwork. Ask Ivan Bates trifling ass why he didn't take my case. He said the statute of limitations ran out. No, they didn't. When the court commits the fraud, the statute of limitations don't run out. Go to you. Todd Yeary, you just got your law degree. And your trifling ass been watching me do this shit first. You watch me shut Al Sharpton's trifling ass down. You see me shut a whole lot of people down. Dante Hickman. You see Charles Barkley. Because he came to Baltimore talking about race and this and race and that and want to blame black people for the situation we in. No, it's generational poverty. We traded the plant for cocaine and we the cash crop. You don't care about the inmates in the Baltimore County Detention Center, the Baltimore City Detention Center, or any detention center in America. They just y'all. When y'all kickstart your economy, you're going to use them inmates to pull them potatoes. You're going to use them inmates to slob them hogs. You're going to use them inmates in that free labor, just like China uses their free labor to make Nike. That makes sense? With y'all trifling asses. Money count itself. And trifling people like money. And they trifling asses try to keep it all to themselves. You can call me trifling if you want to. But I'm trustworthy. I'm honest. I'm honest to a fucking fault. I don't lie, I lay. When I lay down. I'll lay that law down. I don't lie. Alright? And if you catch me in a lie, pull my card. Because I'm going to pull your trifling asses card. Lawyers coerce confessions. You do that shit every day, all day, across America. From California to New York. You do it anywhere where you're in the black community. That's trifling. It's the art of getting money. And you use black faces to do it. Now, I came here in the 2020 session with my hat in my hand. And I had a camera in the other hand. And I told Delegate Smith, I told Speaker Jones, I told Governor Hogan to his face, I want my property. I want justice. Y'all trifling ass gonna do something about it. And if you don't, I'm gonna treat your trifling ass every time I see you. Social media gives me that ability to call you out. And it also gives you the opportunity to rebuttal any conversations that I have. But y'all's trifling ass is quiet as a church mouse. Because y'all ain't said shit. When I see you, you cut and run. So to get your attention, your trifling asses, I'm gonna make you some trifling toilets. And I'm going to trifling shit on you. Martin Luther King taught me about the campaign of public shame. All right? Campaign of public shame means that I'm going to talk about you, say what I say about you, and dare you to say that I'm a liar. That's it. I'm going to pull your card. In the hood, that's called pulling your card. And when I shame you, dog, I'm going to shame you. See, y'all public official, y'all trifling. Let me get that right. Trifling public officials. So when I take your picture, I'm going to put your trifling ass on that toilet. And I'm going to put it in a public place so people can see your trifling ass driving by. Then I'm going to hang dirty laundry. All this paperwork I've been showing y'all, I'm going to tie it to the toilet like I did. You go contact Fern Shin's trifling ass. Tell Fern Shin she trifling. Go get all the pictures that Fern Shin got of that toilet on North Avenue and all that paperwork and tell her trifling ass to show the truth. Until she tell the truth, she trifling. TT. Trifling. Get Jane Miller. All that material I gave Jane Miller, tell her trifling ass to give it to you too. Tell Richard Sher to play that first story on with me from 1997, Hard Look. Because we're going to take a hard look at the rest of y'all's trifling asses. It's Trifling Tuesday. If you ain't trifling, this don't apply to you. If you are trifling, you know I'm looking for you. I'm looking for trifling people. And if you know any trifling people, tag them on this post. Take the definition that I put on this, put their name on it, and stand up against their trifling asses. They ain't going to stop being trifling until you call them out. Then they're going to have to straighten up. They're going to have to be more trustworthy. They're going to have to be more transparent. Dog, I'm going to make them as transparent as saran wrap. I'm going to wrap their trifling asses on that toilet. See, a joke ain't never funny when you the blunt of the joke. Now, you can ask C.D. Witherspoon about his trifling ass. You can Google search this shit. Google search C.D. Witherspoon meltdown. It's on YouTube. His trifling ass is on there. Then you look at Baltimore City Police Department. I got like 20 hits on YouTube about they trifling asses telling me I can't feed the homeless. Dog, ain't nothing that I can't do that I want to do when I want to do it. And ain't none of you trifling motherfuckers gonna stop me. Call the police. 911. Shorty's here. I go to jail for the right reasons. To expose y'all's trifling ass is a good reason. If I go to jail, I get a jury of 12. I get a jury of 12, somebody going to jail. And it won't be me. It's a fair exchange. Ain't no stick up without a gun. You use the camera to stick me in jail. You use your trifling ass media to demonize me, to call me a terrorist. I'm going to carry your trifling ass down the same road. Fair exchange. Aim and shoot. Copy, paste, and send. I'm not looking for no trifling fucking friends. If you trifling ass away from me. I can smell trifle. I can smell it. Damn sure I'm going to show it. Now you ask Nick how long they been knowing me. You ask they trifling asses how come they ain't did nothing about the situation that I'm talking about. I gave Nick Mosby my shorty program when his trifling ass was a city councilman. Kevin Bilal had this with his trifling snake ass. Now Councilman Coran had it. Can't call him trifling because he did what I asked him. He gave it to Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake, and I videotaped Coran when he just snitched on. He snitched like a mother. When I put that Coran on Councilman Coran like, shorty, I gave it to Mayor Stephanie Rawlins. I gave it to her. I did it just what you asked me to do. He ain't trifling. Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake trifling. Because when I caught Mayor Stephanie Rawlins Blake, she would look like a deer in the headlights. See, we got the Baltimore block, and the Baltimore block used to just stay in the police ass. We do police brutality. We police the police. We've been policing the police since 2012. I'm the founding member of the Baltimore block. We had a brief stint with the newspaper called the Baltimore Eclipse, and everything that the Baltimore Sun did, we eclipsed it with a rendition from the Baltimore Eclipse. That was the Baltimore block's media outlet. Then I was part of Word on the Street, the homeless magazine. Because I was homeless. That's what it is. Homelessness and prisoners' rights. When you get out of jail and you ain't got nowhere to go, you're homeless. When I got out of jail in 2011, dog, I was fucked up. Them trifling ass people made me like that. So them trifling ass people got to deal with it. Shellenberger got to deal with it. Judge Sauter got to deal with it. Trifling ass Judge Papaya got to deal with it. Trifling ass Judge Janae got to deal with it. Now let me tell you about Judge Janae. Judge Janae lived at 11948 Falls Road. All right. Judge Janae lived right across the street from me. And I used to leave Judge Janae these videos every week. Because every time I shot a video at the store, I gave it to Judge Janae. Now I got pulled over doing 75 and a 55 on 695. Now Judge Janae was my judge. I was smoking weed and I was drunk. But the state trooper knew me. The state trooper had to give me a ticket. He just told me to go home. I got a shorty pass that day. Now, when I went to court, Judge say Dwayne Davis, Judge Janae said, hey, shorty. And it's on court transcripts. Everything. I don't want cameras in the courtroom because they want to shield their corruption. You put cameras in the courtrooms, this whole shit will change in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. Because then they can't do what they do. The judges can't work with the state's attorney and the public defenders to continuously lock up black America. Because the camera going to be rolling. You feel me? Now, Judge Janae excused herself from the case and sent another judge in. The judge came in and asked for Dwayne Davis and said, Dwayne Davis, I said, here. He said $23 court costs. My tickets was $750 and they was points on my license. The state trooper didn't even show up. So they was going to drop it anyway. Now you can go to the state trooper's barracks and they ain't had but 3 or 4 blacks on the state trooper's thing. And mine was out there on Falls Road. They came to see me every day. When the prison bus came by, I fed everybody on the prison bus for free. That was my give back. Because I know what it is like to be locked the fuck up and got to eat bologna, crackers, dry eggs, oodles and noodles, Little Debbie's. So when they came by my store, I gave them a whole platter. I fed them, gave them a big ass sandwich. And they remembered me. That's building relationships. So I'm good inside the jail and outside the jail. Because when they got out of jail, they came to see me on Falls Road. They paid that respect. I built relationships. They're not trifling. They're trifling. Because them guards was telling me I couldn't sandwich. And them guards got hundreds of dollars in their pockets. They smoking weed, getting drunk, doing everything. They can go home every night and fuck. Them inmates can't do nothing. They got to go back to central booking. They got to go back to lock. But them guards was trifling. And that's how I treat them. A lot of people don't like the way I act. I'm not from here. I'm from a place called Zion. I'm from Lake County, Illinois. I'm from 60099. I ain't from 2115. I ain't from here, but I live here. Been here since 1991. I came here straight out the penitentiary, so I know how to talk about what I talk about. I created relationships with the powerful people in Baltimore when I came here. I created relationships with Patarakis and his family. I created relationships with the Baltimore Orioles, the Ravens. I created relationships with M&T Bank, Ed Hale and his daddy, Under Armour. Anybody that lives on Falls Road up to the Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania, know me. And they don't even know Shorty. They don't know Dwayne Davis. And I like it like that. So when I push this podcast, when I push this movie, they can't say that they don't know me. I got movie releases. When y'all locked me up, y'all took 2,500 movie releases. Rob Fix got them movie releases. Those movie releases matches the forged checks on the bank account. So Rob Fix, y'all trifling because y'all took advantage of me when I was locked up. Y'all took advantage of a vulnerable individual. And you Google that. There's a login taking advantage of vulnerable individual. I was in another state. Y'all was making movies. Y'all was making money. Y'all was having a ball. This is where the trick came in. When I found out that Jake Davis stole my business, I gave him a power of attorney in May of 2008. That power of attorney meant that he had to pay taxes. They didn't pay taxes in 2008. They didn't pay the quarterly taxes. They were due every 4 months. That meant every April they was due. Yeah, no, every 3 months, 4 times a year. January, February. They was due March, June, yeah. And he didn't pay none of them taxes. Because when you go to the controller's office, no taxes was paid, no money was turned in 2008. But now my name was on a lot of checks. My checks was circulating. That's trifling. To steal from your father when your father locked up. See, you didn't just steal from me. You stole from your sisters and your brothers, because I used to have to pay child support for Sierra Monique Davis. That was $300 a month. You trifling. Also was paying Philip Davis $250 a month. That's trifling. That's $500 a month you took out your brother's pockets. I was taking care of other people. You know I was taking care of Miss Hazel. We raised money for Miss Hazel. You trifling. Your mama trifling. Darlene Davis. And you got a problem with what I say, dog. You know where I'm at. Come find me. You ain't whooped my ass yet. You trifling. You trifling and you weak. Because you hide behind other people. When I got out of jail and came home, Jay Davis, Duran battle. Duran is the witness to this shit. I lost like 15 pounds. I was down to 115. Y'all was getting drunk and I seen it in your ass. You wanted to whoop my ass. I had one good fight in me. Like I said, I was borderline diabetic. We went at it for a good 10 minutes. You didn't beat me, bro. Your brother Brian Colbert, that 6'2" nigga. Y'all seen me whoop his ass right there on Renwood. He's 6'2", over 185, almost 200 pounds. He tried to body slam. I'm good with my hands, but I'm a little old now. I done lost my edge. So if you come correct. Don't bring your gun. Don't bring your squad. Bring your ass with your trifling ass. Because I'm coming for your money. And anybody that was playing with my money, going to jail with you. You're not going to go alone because you didn't steal alone. James Hammond going to jail because he was the landlord. The landlord wrote the illegal lease. That's the white man. All right? Paul Weinblatt's the accountant. He was doing my accounting since 1997. So when did Paul Weinblatt become your accountant? With his trifling ass. Because when it shows that he never switched over, because I got out of jail, I told Paul Weinblatt to file criminal charges against you. Paul Weinblatt couldn't file criminal charges against you because he participated in the fraud. And he got all my paperwork. And he better not destroyed it. Because Bank of America got a backup. And whatever he ain't got, the controller got. Because my taxes was paid quarterly, consistently. I didn't owe nobody nothing. I'm out $2.6 million. I made $260 a year. This 10 years later. More than 10. Matter of fact, it's like 2008. Man, it's more than 10 years. More like 12. So y'all better add another $500,000 on that shit. Now, you could have avoided this by giving me $150,000. I told you when I left town and went to jail. Before I left town, I told you the store was for sale. It was for sale for $150,000. You could have gave me $10,000 a year for 15 years or $15,000 a year for 10 years. That's business, nigga. I created an empire. You just don't take the empire because you're not the king. You trifling. So, like I said, this is my therapy. I get to vent. I get shit off my chest. I get the truth to be told. And when I see y'all's trifling asses, look me in my face and call me a liar. Because I got the checks right here. I got the paperwork right here. I got everything I need right here. So when you come correct. Don't come with no bullshit. We doing these episodes on Anchor because I'm trying to get myself established in the silver screen. I ain't trying to work behind the grill for the rest of my life. I'm going to be a griot. I'm going to be a storyteller. I'm going to be a Mark Twain. Fuck. I'm going to be whatever the fuck I got to be because I'm changing my career change. I'm on the downside of my mountain. This is my fucking list. This is my bucket list. When I joined the Navy back in 1977, I went in as a photojournalist. That was my call. Photojournalist. Seaman, first class photojournalist. But when I went to say I do and I will, and they found out I was black, they didn't have photojournalists that were black in the Navy back in the 70s. They still had racism. So they made me a decade. And I don't swab floors. I don't like mopping floors. So I changed my shit. I became a hull technician. I became a yeoman. I did whatever the fuck I had to do to keep my hands out the bucket. I was also a hustler. Now, if you look at my DD-214, I sold drugs, I loan shark, and I gambled. I made a good living in the Navy. Don't ask, don't tell wasn't just for gays in the military. If you wanted to get money, that was a place to learn. It was a training ground. Showed you how to transport, showed you how to smuggle, showed you how to be a career criminal in the Navy. You can sell them 7 C's. And the money exchange, god damn. Live like a king. I ain't got to make this movie here because y'all trifling motherfuckers keep blocking me. I can take this movie to Japan, Korea. I could take it to Istanbul. I could take it to China. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask for political asylum. That's going to be my next move. And then I'm going to give up my citizenship. I'm going to make enough noise to point the finger at that. See, America and human nature is curious. They like drama. They like conflict. I'm going to give you some conflict. I'm going to publicly shame you. We're going to rebirth the dream of Martin Luther King. I'm going to give you Malcolm X. I'm going to give you Stephen Biko. I'm going to give you Nelson Mandela. I'm going to give you Marcus Garvey. Because we're going to take black out of America. We've been here for 400 years. We're going to call Ancestry.com, cut our fingers, and let us go. If you in jail, I'm getting ready to file a class action lawsuit, and you were locked up illegally behind a coerced confession, I'm getting ready to try to file a class action lawsuit. I'm trying to get Warren Brown, the White Pettit, any of these warrior lawyers to follow up on this class action lawsuit. And if you don't, carry your trifling ass somewhere else. I don't need you. Didn't need you before. I'm going to ask you, though. Because I want people to know that you're trifling. I want them to see that you're trifling. Then I'm going to the University of Baltimore Law Department, Kirk Smoke. And I'm going to the University of Maryland, Doug Colbert. And I'm going to the American University. And I'm going to the Northwestern University for the Innocence Project. And we're going to craft up a bill and craft up a program to start letting people out of jail that's sitting there illegally. We're going to start addressing the grand jury. Because Marilyn Mosby's trifling ass ain't going to let us do it. Nick Mosley's trifling ass ain't going to give us a bill to give it into the grand jury. Matter of fact, I only need y'all's trifling asses. Just give us access to the grand jury. And our trifling asses, your trifling asses will be exposed. All right, this concludes my broadcast. It is 8:33 a.m. I had 2 episodes today because I fucked up. I need an engineer. I keep pushing the wrong buttons, but I'm going to push your buttons. I'm going to push y'all's trifling ass politicians' buttons. I'm going to push you trifling ass policemen's buttons. I'm going to push you trifling ass citizens' buttons because y'all keep defending these trifling ass motherfuckers. Trifles, not truffles. It's a delicacy. See you soon. Oh, damn, I got 6 minutes. I'm going to let it burn itself out. What can I do for 6 minutes? All right. Y'all remember this? Everybody remember this. It's Hollywood. See that? That's where is Waldo? See, Waldo wasn't trifling. He was just hard to find. And I'm going to take Waldo. Waldo's going to be my toilet. We're going to put them toilets all over Baltimore, just like you find Waldo in this picture. We're going to use Waldo's idea except instead of Waldo, it's going to be find the toilet. And if your face is on the toilet, you know you're trifling. It ain't personal. It's strictly business. I took y'all shit when y'all locked me up and it was a joke. Ha ha, shorty crazy. Ha ha this, ha ha that. Shorty ain't locked up no more. And y'all don't want to confront me no more. Y'all don't even call the police on me no more. The police be like, man, I ain't fucking with him. It ain't worth it. I'm out your pay grade. Call a white shirt because y'all trifling. Here goes another book we're going to do. It's Dear Zoo. I'm going to show you the animals. We're going to put on a sideshow. But this is the book that everybody going to love. Everybody loves a good book. It's a time to pee. It's better to be pissed off than pissed on. You don't get as wet. And don't stand downwind. Then you be pissed off. You won't be... You'll be pissed off and pissed on. Trifling is the 13th Amendment because y'all reinventing slavery. Trifling is these people that y'all keep electing to keep giving you the same results. Trifling is not addressing the war on drugs to address the violence and the killings in the community. That's trifling. Y'all keep blaming blacks and blacks and blacks, but the blacks that's blaming the blacks is trifling because your sons and your daughters and your nephews and your cousins is out there getting money too. TJ Smith got mad because his cousin got killed, his son got killed, his brother got killed, dog. TJ Smith, they was fucking around. They was trifling. They was getting money. He didn't get killed because he was a cool kid. He was out there getting money. And that's shit. They don't care who you is. They gonna touch you. Now you ask Shorter. When Shorter and me first met, I told Shorter about the politics here. And I told Shorter about the shit that was going on. And Shorter is the Baltimore City Police white shirt. All right. Shorter will tell you when they had that shooting in the cemetery, that's that Chicago shit. Because when I want to find you, I'm gonna come find you. People hungry out here. They starving. You got millions of people unemployed and more people whatever. But that drug game didn't suffer a bit during this corona shutdown. Motherfuckers were still getting their packs off. And the clinics were still open. That's trifling. Catch my drift now? We traded the plantation for the pen for cocaine and we the cash crop. Your elected officials is trifling because they ain't addressing that fact. When they had prohibition and they was killing white people over that alcohol, you shut that shit down. When Al Capone was shooting up motherfuckers on St. Valentine's Day and they was shooting them Jews and them Catholics, y'all shut that shit down. Y'all came together, found a solution. Now y'all got Subornation. But y'all still killing us over heroin. But you got opioids. You want treatment, but you want to give us the penitentiary. You got Governor Hogan trying to give motherfuckers life sentences for gun violations. And you got white people with thousands of guns. And you don't give them no times. Illegally having guns. Violating shit. And you ain't locking nan one of them up. You giving Shellenberger a pass. You permitting him to run a slave enterprise. He human trafficking. And ain't y'all gonna say nothing? No, because y'all trifling. Shellenberger selling black bodies in Baltimore County like he sell cotton candy at the carnival. And y'all trifling ass motherfuckers ain't said shit. Y'all let Bobby Zirkin off the hook, but y'all sending Cheryl Glenn to jail. Her trifling ass gonna bite that bullet because they paying her off. And she's scared they might pop her in her head. Start going after Bobby Zirkin. Go after Judge Turnbull. Go after Bobby Zirkin law firm and Judge Turnbull law firm. And I bet your trifling ass will find out where that money at. Johnny Oleski already asked for an investigation. Johnny Oleski straddling that fence because he don't want to be digging in his ass. Cut off, so tomorrow we'll pick up this therapy session. Washed up Wednesday. Whacked out Wednesday. I'll see you Wednesday. West Wednesday. Tawanda Jones. Mic check.